Okay, welcome. Now this is only going to be quite short on the Viscount Legend Expander module. This camera cuts out after 15 minutes. It's quite old, so it might rush it a little bit. I will start off by saying I am not an organist. I am not even a keyboard player. I've played guitar for 30 years. I started learning keyboards about 18 months ago, and I've worked the Legend Expander into my current setup as I get better and want to play with the sound. But I've found nothing on the net when I was looking, and it's quite a new unit, and even on the forums, on the Facebook groups, people have asked. So this hopefully will be a quick overview and a quick sound clip. So reference, I'm playing in my home studio out of a pair of Adam A5Xs. I've got a Yamaha HS8 sub going through a mixer, so it's not loud, it's not stage volume, it is what it is. I've got the keyboard or the Legend play-in from an RD2000, which is an 88-note weighted piano on the bottom, and a Roland FA07, which is a semi-weighted on the top. Now I've got the Legend set up so the upper manual plays from the upper manual, the lower manual plays from the lower manual, and the bass pedals play in the lower octave. That's how I've got it set up. You can set it up so that you can play all three splits on one keyboard. You can play with a pedal board, however you want, but that suits my setup. So this is the Legend Expander. Quick overview, you have volume, reverb, drive. You have your V's and your C selections there, and underneath that you've got a little display and some buttons for playing with the settings. You can also do that via the editor, which is easier to do, but there are some in there that you can only do in there. You've then got your 9 drawbars. You've got your percussion controls, your on, off, soft, normal, fast, slow, second and third, as you would normally expect. You've got 3 toggles, upper, lower and pedals. That basically assigns what the drawbars are active to. So if I select lower, the drawbars work on the lower manual, select pedals, the 2 work on the pedals, etc. You have 4 presets. They are a bit like the presets on a real Hammond with your black keys. You can set drawbars, but obviously they're assignable, so not on a Hammond. So you can save on each patch 4 set drawbar settings. On the bottom you've got your vibrato chorus assignment to the lower or the upper separately. You've got a store button, and you've got banks of 5 memories. I think there's 5 banks of 5, and in here you can store everything. So not just the drawbar settings, but your click settings, your leakage volumes, the model of organ you're playing, the drawbar settings can all be set in the memories. And then you've got a rotary, fast and slow. If you hit an already lit button like that, it goes off. That's brake, slow, fast, brake. I've actually got it assigned to a foot switch, foot pedal down there. So when I hit that, it toggles between fast and slow. If I want to brake, I've got to do it manually. Okay, so it comes loaded with 3 models. And the models, let me go to model. The model, you've got a BC from the 30s, you've got a B3 from the 50s, and you've got an A100 from the early 60s. They cannot be changed. You've then got 3 more, AL1, 2 and 3. I forget what they come loaded with, but you can actually download from the website several different variations of C3s, B3s, A100s and load them up. I have an A100, a B3 and a C3. When you turn the machine on, it automatically goes to a set of default settings with the drawbars and the percussives as red. So it doesn't. When you turn it on, it reflects the drawbars as they are, and everything else goes to a default. So in my memory, I have. Let me just check that one. Okay, so that's the stock B3. Then I've got an A100, a B3, and a C. I've got another B3 with everything off, so there's no sound at all. Except I know that's where the setting is. So I'm quickly going to play just a default across these 3 organs. Just hold the chord down in the upper manual so you can hear the slight, and I say slight, they are slight differences between the model. Excuse me for putting it down where you can't really see, but so that is an A100. That's the default 50s B3. That's the B3 B3, the 59 I think that I've loaded, that's a C3. Now all of those settings are exactly the same. Percussion is on soft, slow and third. The vibrato chorus is on C3, there's no drive, there's a touch of reverb, and the rotor is on slow, and that's with the bottom 3 drawbars picked out. So those differences you're hearing are the differences in the models. That might be the leakages might be different, the clicks might be different, the volume of each drawbar you can alter, so the balance you can alter. These you can all do in the editor anyway. These are the stock ones that they come. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is on a B3, 59 B3. Again, I'm just going to play with the upper manual to start with. So I'm going to play with some drawbar settings first. So that's and you can play around. You can let's just take those off. We'll go to there somewhere. So the lower, go to lower. I'll save those somewhere. Let's just go lower. We'll put we'll do that. So I played around with the percussion and the upper, and you get, this is not how you play this by the way, this is just me piddling around. You kind of get etc. So that's what you get there. Lower, upper, bass pedals. Let me just check I've got something there. This is me piddling, that's fine. Bass, lower manuals are now all the way out, lower manual. Okay, so that's just a little bit about those. Let's have a play with some of these settings. So we'll put the Leslie on break, we'll take the percussion off, we'll take the vibrato off, and we'll just go for the lower 3 and the top 2. And let's actually put it on the upper manual. This is me not thinking because I'm playing with you lot. Okay, so that's nothing. Now I can actually hold this, got a whole pedal. So, I'm just going to hold the C chord down and play with the various bits. Okay, so I'll have a look a little bit at the drive. You've got two types of drive on here. You've got a classic, which is basically like a Leslie overdriven, and then you've got a rock, which is more like a valve preamp, power amp, guitar amp overdriven. It's on a toggle, so you've got the drive type plus minus, classic, rock. So on the classic, again, I'll hold it, see, just a C chord down and hold it. If you change that type to, you get more. Reverb's quite nice. You've got Hall and Spring. This is Hall, right up. Reverb type and Spring. And back to Hall. Okay, rotary, we've got types of rotary. You've got classic, that's as a player would hear it. You have got that says basically rock, that's as if it's been microphoned up. Classic and microphoned up. There is also on some Memphis style, I have had this, which is where the lower horn doesn't rotate. Can't find it in a minute, but it is there, trust me, I have found it. Even though you can't get to it on the editor, I have found it. Percussion, you've got the volume of the percussion. So turn the percussion on, you can make the, turn it right up, and bring it right down. So there's all sorts of stuff you can play with. You've got an EQ on there as well, bass, middle and lower, where you can bit of bass response or take it out again. Those are all things that the models will have had as well. So there's lots of stuff to play with. So yeah, as I said, I am not an organ player. I've got about 2 minutes left. I'm not even going to play the bass pedals because I can't. So I'm just going to play, I mean, I could do. The bass pedals with the lower manual. Anyway, I've got about a minute left, so I'm going to have to wrap that up. As I said, I am not an organ player. I am not even a keyboard player. And the sounds are coming out relatively small speakers. I hope that's given you a bit of overview of how it sounds and the functions. Give us some feedback, and if you want me to do more just playing just on sounds, I will do. If not, have a good day.